somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody.
LOLO Knows is a motivational talk show that showcases talented DJs and folks from every walk of life that has a message of life to share through music, wine, and great talk.
Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody.
And welcome to LOLO Knows. I'm your host, Lolo. And with me tonight is the talented, the mysterious Jay Soiree from Sonic Roots. How are you?
What's happening?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everything all good?
Maintaining. Get a little cautious when we start talking about is it all good? And like, there's parts of it that are good, but for the most part, good, yes.
How are you, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you, Lo?
Hey, my sidekick. We back at it, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
You know what, Jay? We had such an interesting conversation in the club that one night. And in the club. And it was so interesting, you know, because we started talking a little bit about perception and that kind of thing. And I really felt that this topic that I wanted to talk about tonight was just fitting to what we were, you know, kind of talking about. But I'm really interested about your background in, you know, the music scene, you know, the electronic dance scene in particular. And, you know, I know that you've been at it for a minute, for quite some time.
Years on top of years.
Years on top of years?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Give us a background.
I was introduced to raving before it became electronic dance music by my homegirl Mary Ellen. I think it was 1995. And I was at the college campus of Akron U. She was working at Subway. We became instant friends. And she started smacking me in the head with flyers. She's like, oh, Jay, you got to come. You got to come. You got to come. And it was a little bit off the beaten path for me. So it wasn't until like 97 that I actually went to a rave.
Oh, yeah?
And then the rest was history. It was this rave. It was right down the street from me in Akron. It was called Mind Pollination. I had a huge paper mache bee in the main room overhead. It was in a dance studio, so the dance floor kind of like had a little spring to it. DJ Tatantan was playing in the side room. It looked like a cave.
Oh, wow.
And he was mixing a very unique music. At that time, I didn't know what it was, but I found out it was drum and bass. And he was mixing
And before that, you were doing
hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
Right.
Okay.
I've always been a hip-hop MC, which led me to drum and bass MCing. And, you know, the hip-hop goes all the way back to junior high school. We had the band called the Nike Crew and Copley High School Talent Show, Copley High School Senior Banquet, Copley High School Video Yearbook, Copley High School Morning Announcement.
Right. I get it.
So, yeah, I've been at it for a minute.
You've been at it for a minute. But, you know, we actually had a conversation right before we aired about, you know, the underground hip-hop movement versus, you know, the underground EDM movement. And you said that they're a lot alike.
Oh, yeah.
And what did you find the likeness, especially when, who put you on to drum and bass?
Jason Burns, a.k.a. Drunken Monkey from back in the day.
Drunken Monkey.
Yes. And Jason, he was basically the man, as he still is the man right now. And he was like, hey, this is drum and bass, listen. And he said, you can rap to this. I'm like, huh? It's a little fast, Jason, you know, but he was real patient with me, and I caught on really quickly. And then it became like second nature when you're listening to the music, finding the breaks. And it was similar to hip-hop because when you listen to hip-hop in a city like Akron, and Akron was consumed with a West Coast thug mentality.
Really?
I mean, like, if you looked at West Side Akron, you would have seen a set from Boys in the Hood. Everybody's in black. Los Angeles, everything, all right?
That's hard to imagine, actually. Akron.
Drowning in the Midwest. Here was the West Coast.
Dang.
So,
Dang.
me and my little small clique, we really favored East Coast, this traditional hip hop. So we're wearing Timberlands and camouflage, oversized everything. Old school
Are we
Adidas.
in the early 90s here?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know,
familiar.
you stood out. It was like, oh, you're not doing what we doing. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with the electronic dance culture. When you are
Let's talk about underground. Let's talk about underground hip hop, okay?
Okay.
You know, because I mentioned a couple artists. When I think about underground hip hop and what that entails, and hip hop to me, and its root was all poetry. You know, it was the voice, you know, for that culture and for that people at that time that just needed that voice, and they put it, you know, they put it together so well, you know, and it was just like nowadays it's all about the hook, the beat,
Right.
the hook, the beat, you know, and
Don't forget the drop.
oh yeah, and the drop. Let's not forget about that.
Can't forget the drop.
But we talk about people like Mos Def, Common,
Right.
you know, Slick Rick that started in the day, Eric B. and Rakim. You know, we talk about stuff like that. You know, we talk about these hip hop artists that are actual artists, you know. And then you got Nas. You know, later we got Nas, and, you know, we had Wu-Tang.
For sure. I mean, kids they didn't know these artists. Okay, you mentioned Common. Mm-hmm. I was bumping Common's first CD, The Resurrection. It's 1993.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
like people get hip to these artists so many volumes later, like they're brand new. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, bro, you hip to Common? I'm like, are you hip to Common?
Right?
And you know, it's unique to see how hip hop has grown and developed, and there's almost no underground hip hop anymore. Every aspect of hip hop is mainstream. To where we even have like the backpack rappers, your Mad Lib, your I can't even think of all the backpack rappers because that's not my thing, but the nerd rappers as they call them,
Right.
they get mad play. And it's like, wow, we went from 30 minutes after school watching Yo MTV Raps. There was no rap on all day on MTV. You had to tune in.
You had to tune in.
Fab Five Freddy,
Right?
Ed Love and Dr. Dre, you had
Right.
to tune in. If you missed that, you were waiting till tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now, we got to do something other than listen to hip hop. We got to make a special effort to listen to music that isn't rap, aka hip hop, and it's just a testament to how far things have come. You know, I went to the annual hip hop festival this year in Akron, Ohio. I don't know if anybody's hip to it, but they do it pretty much around Labor Day each year.
Wow.
$10. Camp Low.
Did you say Camp Low?
Yeah, did you just say Camp Low?
Lucchini Farm
Wow.
from the Sky. Let's get rich. What?
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Das Effects.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yes. They still had effects, as a matter of fact.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Who else performed there? Oh, the headliner, Big Daddy Kane.
No. What?
All for $10 outside in Lock 3 Akron. It was incredible.
Why did I know about this? Wow. I'm going to be knowing about this from now
You gotta hang
on.
out in Akron a little bit
I guess
more.
we'll have to hang out in Akron. Akron's a lot cooler than I thought.
Little niches are, yeah.
Little niches are?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
so
incredible time for sure.
my thing is this, so you've been in that area for
My whole life.
your whole life, and you rep it, you represent all day, every day.
All day, every day.
I mean, have you, what's the difference between Akron and Cleveland, the Akron and Cleveland music scene? Right now.
Akron, you can throw a rave and not get shut down. Real talk. You get some people in the warehouse in Cleveland, you getting shut down.
You're getting shut down. Somebody's going to tattletale.
Right,
Somebody's going to hate on the
You got
outside.
buildings on top of buildings, no neighbors in sight. That little bass rumble get past it's over. You shut down. Akron, somebody has to die in your rave before they'll shut it down.
Wow. So Akron's cool like that.
Yeah. I only had one party really get shut down. Mm-hmm. We were at this.
Was this recently?
No, this was like 07.
Oh, okay. It's been a while.
Yeah, I had Jay Smooth. Jay Smooth is a drum bass artist. Kids were into him. He's from Philly.
Yes.
Pay money to have him down. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's rocking at this small venue called the Garage.
Okay.
The Garage is going bananas. Okay. Noise is emanating from this small garage, and it's just going crazy. Cops rush in at least like 5, 6, 7, 8 deep.
Oh, man.
Okay, the cops come in, flashlights, everything, the whole nine, right? Music shuts off. It is quiet. You could have dropped a pin. Nobody was saying anything. All right, the cops asked one question. They were like, whose party is this? You have never heard 400 plus people be quieter at this particular moment. Cops like, okay, it's nobody's party. Quiet. It's shut down. And we lived to party another day.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what? And so you've been throwing. When was your first party? What year was your first party?
Man, I can't remember.
You remember your first party?
There was a spot I was helping. I wasn't.
Okay.
I can't take full responsibility for it. It was a collective. Mary Ellen threw some parties at the spot called the Furniture Store.
Okay.
And it was literally a furniture store. Downstairs were a gigantic room full of like those little tiny setups. Here's the modern room. Here's the classic. And it was like a legitimate furniture store.
Right.
Upstairs was 3 massive rooms. And I say massive, I really legitimately mean massive. Okay? And we got together, Mary Ellen Hicks, Drunken Monkey, James Morris, One Oxy, my girl Jamie Ferraro, Mamacita, and we just started tearing out the carpet and really doing the stuff to make it rave ready. And that was like the beginning. That had to be like 98. And, you know, Akron already had a history with places like the Attic. Shouts out to my man Dave Synapse. You know, that was just like serious underground.
Yeah.
And Akron always had like a rave cave. Okay? You're here and you're doing everything you're not supposed to be doing in this rave cave. When we go to Czar and we party and they come over with the security and say, hey, don't do that. It might not be a rave, okay?
Right.
In these venues, you have the freedom and hopefully the responsibility to, you know, have fun like you see fit. And that's what it's really all about, you know?
Yeah. You know what? And it is. You know, I know, like, you're a dad, you know, and, you know, how do your kids feel about you being involved in this whole party scene?
Oh, no. My kids do not know that I'm party, okay? Are you serious? Are you serious?
They might know now.
Here, let me link you to my last party there.
Rewind.
Now, my oldest, they do know that, I have an entertainment career, but I'm not yet walking them hand in hand.
They know
to
you as a
rave.
promoter.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
But I mean, I suppose when they get a little bit older, maybe I'll clue them in. But raving is something that requires responsibility.
And how so?
There's a lot of things that you can get involved in when you're raving. The club scene is littered with all types of influences, and you have to be of strong mind to know which of these influences and which of these things you want to be a part of.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm a techno head. I'm not a drum and bass head. I'm a graph writer. I'm not a dancer.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm an E-tard and not a spree freak. You have to really understand who you are, okay? And what lane you're traveling in. Right?
Exactly.
The only way that I've maintained this long is by really refraining. Not totally, but for the most part.
Right.
You're talking about an almost 20-year career, and you can't get involved in drugs and really doing all kinds of dirt because you won't survive. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to ruin the later topic about reputation, so I'm not going to go that far yet. Until you guys
Because we definitely will be chiming in on that after this first break. But it's real interesting. It's a very interesting thing, to everybody out there, and I know a lot of people have a perception about what a rave is, but what does a rave mean to you when you say it just openly?
Freedom.
Yeah.
It was one of the first places I went in as a party and recognized that I wasn't experiencing any type of prejudice, negative thoughts. It was like freedom. I'm accepted for who I am. I came in and immediately felt like I was a part of everything. And that's tough. In a lot of different scenes, you won't feel a part.
Exactly.
A brother walk into punk rock, they headbanging and doing everything they're doing, suspenders up, you know what I mean? T-shirts with the sleeves rolled up. You might not feel a part of that, but you can come as you are to a rave and fit in immediately. And that's what I really recognized and loved about the scene.
Ashley, when you were at Bad Fish this past weekend, was that kind of like a big rave to you, a little bit?
Sort of. Everyone was just accepting and loving.
Because I saw your post about it. You felt like you were just like, oh my God, this was like the best weekend ever.
It seriously was. Like, I've been to raves, and this was my first hippie fest, as they call it, and I felt the same. Just, like, everyone loves you, and they just want you to feel like you are something, and they just achieve it, and all they really care about is love in each other, and that's all they want to spread, really. That's my view at it.
The plur,
yeah. Yeah, peace, love, unity, respect. Responsibility.
Responsibility. Well, before we go to this first commercial break, Lolo Knows is brought to you by La Beautynista Mobile Spa, and you can actually go to LaBeautynistaMobileSpa.com for all your beauty needs, and you can always call 216-798-3992 for La Beautynista. And we are going to be back with Lolo Knows.
I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. House music gives satisfaction. When I hear it, I get a reaction. body. I do believe. As the music starts to beat, it makes the movement in my feet. Follow the rhythm. I believe. In my mind and in my soul, house music will take control over me. I do believe. House is the drug, and I'm the addict. I really need it. I really want it. I gotta have it. I believe. 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 When I feel it, I start to dance like ecstasy. I'm in a trance. Now I'm high. I believe. I believe that house is food, and without food you won't survive. You will die. I do believe. Love sensation, house nation, house people, we're united. Don't try to fight it. I believe. Stand up if you believe. If you don't, then you should leave. There's the exit. I do believe. I 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 believe. House music is satisfaction. When I hear it, I get a reaction from my body. I do believe. As the music starts up, the movement in my feet. Follow the rhythm.
my God. That was DJ Stout, XTC. Happy birthday, my man. I really enjoy.
Happy birthday, Stout.
I really enjoy Daryl. Daryl is the shit.
Yeah, for real.
Daryl, man. Daryl has a library of music. Like, he can go from Prince to just the Percolator to... he can
Real
make
quick.
anything happen. I mean, he's effortless.
Yeah, for sure. I always remember Stout's birthday because for a while we'd had to check with each other because we were always throwing birthday parties in. Our birthdays are really, really close. And we had to make sure, we weren't overlapping and everything was everything. So, yeah, happy birthday, Stout.
You know what? You just had it was last year already? The Peace Fest?
It was June.
It was this past June.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. I mean, the daytime didn't really go off like I wanted it to. I think a lot of people were driving around the venue, and because it was so wide and open that nobody wanted to park because we had like such a high RSVP number that they were expecting to see this mass of people. And when they came around and they really didn't see that, it was like I'm not sure if I'm staying. So it took a long time for it to really jump off. Okay, the night gets there, park, okay, we got like 100 plus people going bananas. What really jumped off, which was a surprise for me, was the after party.
Yeah.
And the after party went crazy ham. You know what I mean? I'm like, you guys don't want to party for free in the park, but you want to come and pay and party hard at the after party. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, we had.
Is this something that you will want to continue to do again?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it next year. Next year we have a different space that we're looking at a little further out, so that once you come, you're there. Give it enough distance so that after you done travel 45 minutes, regardless, you're not going home. Okay.
So what was your your motive of putting that together? What was it?
Every once in a while,
Because it seems like you kind of got a lot of different people. I mean, genres of music and people from Cleveland and Akron together.
yeah, my main mission on it was to create a branding that has some longevity to it. Everybody wants to start a festival and have a festival, okay? But that costs money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the idea behind Peace Fest was starting small and creating that vibe and then pushing it on year after year after year. It wasn't about like, oh, we're going to have this mega festival and we're going to be shooting lasers up into the sky. And it was like, we're going to start small.
Right.
And 10 years from now, we will be shooting lasers in the sky. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
If not sooner, hopefully,
Right.
God willing.
Yes.
But
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say this. I mean, speaking of festivals, because
Okay.
we were just talking about this, this is a subject I do want to touch upon. The whole commercial aspect of electronic dance music, and specifically, a lot of people find there's a lot of money in the whole business, and a lot of people are trying to jump on board. Or do you think this is what's helping the scene, or do you think it's affecting it?
I think it helps.
Okay.
Every generation had a quote unquote electronic music surge. It was like, okay, 90s, okay, again in the 2000s, okay, in the middle. It goes in these waves, up and down, up and down. And I think just out of the sheer number of people that we have and the way that the technology is advanced, that it has no choice but to be bigger now.
Right.
Back then we didn't have the access to music like we do now. So of course it's bigger. And people were like, well, it's not underground. We didn't have the internet like that. I mean, we had to go to Hyperreal or lolly.org, and we looking all on there for the rave. And we're like, okay, back then it was, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. It wasn't just like, okay, here's Cleveland. Here, it was one scene. Now, it takes something incredible to get you to drive your vehicle with gas at 3 plus.
Yeah, I did it, but it was only an hour away. But it was for a weekend.
And you know, it's like you just have to understand that times are going to change. And a lot of my contemporaries,
I think a lot of people that have been in, just say, you know, people who've been brought up in the scene, they're having a hard time with the change.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know who I'm talking about. You know, there are people there, you know, that have just started out and they just hate the fact that things are changing, things are moving, and, you know, it's growing. You know, would you pay $450 to an Ultra Fest?
it's not about the money. You know what I mean? It's really about a lineup that would cater to what I really liked.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're talking about, are you going to go out and give your rent money
That's more than my
Yeah, right.
rent money.
to party? You know, and I'm
Right.
like, it has to have every DJ, okay? It needs...
You know who I want to see? I just want to see one person, really.
Who?
Carl Cox.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
I just want to see Carl. I think he'd be worth all that money.
For sure.
I would just be there to see Carl. Just bring Carl on. He'll be making that $450 that much worth it, boy. I'll be like, because I'll be mesmerized, like, oh my God.
I don't think he's ever been to Cleveland, has he?
No, that would be incredible if somebody got him here to Cleveland. But he was just, he was at the movement, this past movement, and hoping he will be at Ultra next year.
Okay.
I'm hoping, because he was there last year.
Okay. Hopefully,
So-
hopefully you got some floor room. Let's take the Greyhound down to Miami. Book in advance. $99, rides 2.
Oh my God, we're being silly. Listen, let me ask you about, let's just touch upon our topic of perception. About how others may perceive the scene, maybe you in particular being in the scene. And I know that, you know, I know you have raised eyebrows.
Yeah,
I mean, do you think sometimes people can sit there and talk about you, but do you believe that when people are talking about you that you must be doing something right for them to be talking about you? Or
right and wrong. Okay. People are going to talk about what you give them to talk about. You got to give them ammunition. You know what I mean? And nobody's perfect. So when you are pushed out into a more visible a type of way, they're going to be like, hey, I seen Jay, and my most recent critique, okay? These kids get online after my last show, and they're upset about, you know, details of the party not going correctly. One of their friends got overcharged $5. I gave a discount, which is unheard of. For out-of-towners, it was like $4 or $5. The party was like 15. You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, well, my friend got overcharged $5. I'm like, well, you know, dude, I'm rolling through the party all over. I'm overseeing. I'm not far from my door. You can believe that. Like, if it was that serious, you know, hey, take a time out. You know what I mean? Or they'll pick out any type of thing. The venue was a little too small, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it was so hot. Things that we never really did back in the day, you know, but now it's like, because of the internet and the expectations of mega raves, that everyone wants this pristine type of experience. And to me, that's not even a rave.
No.
If the air conditioned on, you're at a club.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
I didn't go to raves with air conditioning.
no.
Hot. You are supposed to sweat. Here's a revolutionary idea in EDM, electronic dance music. Dance!
It's dance music. I don't know, we dance.
Now people don't even dance anymore. So it's like I understand where the gripes come from, and I understand what the kids, why they talk so much. You know what I mean? We didn't have TMZ. We had the National Enquirer, and you had to actually take it up out of the rack and open it to get the dirt. Okay, now it's shoved down their face on Facebook. They do 1 click, 2 clicks. They're getting the dirt on every celebrity. And whether you like it or not, if you're affluent in any type of scene, you're a local celebrity. And they want the dirt on you. Mm-hmm. What did Lolo just do?
What did Jay just do?
Right. What did I just do?
What did you do, Jay?
What's
going on?
Outside of being a guy who has longevity, I get a horrible rep. You know what I mean? Especially with the older heads. The young kids, not so much, because they love what's going on right now. But the older heads, you know, one time I got locked up. The party was happening. I was in jail. Might have happened twice. But I'm like, if you're mad at me and I'm in jail, maybe you have the problem.
Right.
Man, Jay was supposed to be here. Man, I planned this set, man. It was gonna be awesome. I'm just like, are you serious? I'm in jail, bro. Write me a letter.
Send me well wishes.
Right. You know, I mean, it's funny how people get really attached. And I think it's because people in this particular scene really care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They care about the music. They are passionate about their sets. They're passionate about hearing whoever they want to listen to. And then when things go awry, there's all those feelings that happen.
Right.
And I tell them, you know, that's good as well, but strap on your safety belt. In raving, things don't always go as advertised. Those are parties, okay? And I don't throw parties. Mm-hmm. I throw raves. Okay? You might light up something in one of my parties and the security probably won't say anything to you. They might ask to hit it. As long as no violence is happening and people are having fun, then it's cool, you know? As long as everybody's being respectful and responsible, it's cool. And that's what I've been trying to get away from with this, what I call it's education of the community. Hey, this is raving, this is partying, this is what you should expect, this is how you should behave. Let's reintroduce Plur, because we're not being big brothers and big sisters to the young generation because we're so turned off by them. Mm-hmm. And that's our responsibility.
Right.
Hey, little raver, don't hit anybody with your glow sticks, okay?
Or your hula hoops.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's the people getting in the way. That's why you hit them. They just don't watch out.
Right.
Had a lot of that this weekend.
I'm spinning.
Yeah, I'm spinning. Come on now. They may be glowing, but just don't walk into the light, all right?
That's crazy. I've never seen, like, we've turned a rave into everyone's a performer. Like, it's 300 performers now. It's not anybody coming to dance.
I know. What do you think about that?
That's horrible.
You know, the thing is, even when we were throwing events, and I'm going to actually, since we have to now wrap up, because Ashley's saying, hey, got to wrap up for this next break, but I will get back to that. So right now, we're going to go back to DJ Stout XTC. You can find him on SoundCloud and Mixcloud. Stout XTC, here we go.
journey into the night and take flight on a pursuit of musical bliss. Chasing beats through ghetto streets to a dungeonous temple left by our soul descendants in a quest for peace, energy, and light. If you were to find this temple, do you have the knowledge to enter the temple? Do you want it? And if you had it, would you flaunt it? Well, it's yours. Acquiring entrance to the temple is hard and fair. Trek through God-forsaken elements because the reward is well worth the journey. Stay steadfast in your pursuit of the light. The light is knowledge. Do you want it? And if you had it, would you flaunt it? It's yours. You've stayed true to your quest, so let the beauty that is the musical universe engulf you. Recharge your spirit, purify your mind, touch your soul, and give you the eternal joy and happiness you truly deserve. You now have the knowledge. Do you want it? And if you had it, would you flaunt it? Well, it's yours. What makes you journey into the night and take flight on a pursuit of musical bliss? Chasing beats through ghetto streets to a dungeonous temple left by our soul descendants in a quest for peace, energy, and light. If you were to find this temple, do you have the knowledge to enter the temple? Do you want it? And if you had it, would you flaunt it? Well, it's yours.
And welcome back to LOLO Knows. I am here with my guest, Jay Soiree from Sonic Roots. Let's talk about Sonic Roots.
Before we talk about Sonic Roots, can we talk about how big and fabulous your mic is? All right.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, I mean, I got mic envy right now. My mic is all
These are
small.
they're still really nice mics.
I mean, everything is beautiful
Hey, my
here,
dad's
but
listening right now.
everything is beautiful here, but it's just like,
You know what?
it's like majestic over there.
I'm
You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna say this. This is like, to me, I feel like the universe is working its just hand in my life. You know, I'm attracting some amazing people in my life, like yourself. You know, like Ashley, like all these amazing people that believe in me and what I'm doing, and you know, and the voice that I'm giving out. You know, which is just passion. It's love. It's, you know, uniting. It's a movement. So, and what ties that in, even with my show, is just music, and the music actually has to reflect that as well. You know, it's, you know, so I'm very passionate about that and sending a good vibe out there, because there's just so much negative. There's so much crap going on around the world, and I just want to fill it with love.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
I'm feeling the love.
But
Sonic Roots.
we were just talking about Sonic Roots.
Okay.
Tell me about Sonic Roots.
Sonic Roots is the latest moniker that I'm doing parties under.
Okay.
I've had several.
I like the name.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the name Sonic Roots?
Intoxicants and time, I guess.
Honesty.
We were sitting
It's
there.
a genius name.
Hey, I mean, it was like
Sometimes don't we get our most genius moments under those times?
it was,
Really?
It was like sound, but we're grassroots. This is something that we are digging into the dirt, aka the community.
Right.
And that's where the name was born. I think Sonic Roots might be almost 3 years old now. We started with a nice big mega party. We had Terra Vita down and Liquid Stranger,
Oh, wow.
along with some other friends. Robbie Roscoe coming down from Pittsburgh, Attack from Columbus. My best friend's party. Shouts out to them. And that was like the beginning. And did a party called Emerald City, which really got things going for us. We had Buku down.
Oh, wow.
And Buku was already on a rise of blowing up. And it was like right when the wick got lit really good. You know what I'm saying? So I called back to book Buku again. And his booking agent was talking crazy numbers all of a sudden. And I just knew that we were fortunate enough to get him at the time that we did.
Right.
Because it's not that long ago. And it's like, oh, really? I need to go to check in the cash before I bring this guy down. Yeah, but, you know. And we've had DJ Dar recently. Jay Rabbit down recently. As well as cultivating the underground. We've got my venue starting off here, Freedom House, that was founded with my girl Jamie Mamacita, 4,000 square foot warehouse rave, and it's a home for raving. You know what I mean? It's my first venue.
Okay, so
it's mine.
This is pretty amazing. I mean, when is this going to jump off?
It jumped off at the Freedom at the. What's that festival? Peace Fest.
The Peace Fest.
Peace Fest after party. Make bass, not war.
Make bass, not war.
When you've been partying for almost 20 years, sometimes you forget what you're doing. But yeah, it was a good one.
Right.
We had Rebecca Glam down.
That's
from,
right. Shout out to Rebecca Glam.
Right from Cali Miles and the Bomb Squad.
Yeah, I booked that.
Exploding at night. We had what's the other young female DJ? Queen Beats came down
Yes.
did her thing.
Yeah, Queen's doing her thing.
For
She's
certain.
she's doing her thing for sure.
Yeah, she was like business too. She came in, headphones, DJ. Okay, I did my thing. I was like, okay, Queen, I respect that. And it was a beautiful night. A lot of people from Pittsburgh were down. Had a lot of help. It was good. Had a couple small ones, and right now we are in the last leg of our official permits, our health and fire permits. So we're going to be bust proof, which wasn't really a big concern of mine.
Right.
But
you got to cover all bases.
you have to.
You know, you do.
Yeah.
You know, and I respect that. I just think, you know, it's amazing what you're doing and, you know, what you've contributed into this music scene. And I'm sure you have more goals.
Oh, yeah. We got to shout out my man, Nick Encoder, who's come on here recently to the Sonic Roots camp. He was always a member, but now he's really like, he's putting in work and putting in dollars, which helps the whole gang go forward when you're putting in the dollars. And we got an exciting party coming in Halloween. Nick's went out and got like these crazy visuals, lasers, decorations.
That's part of the rave, though. Lasers, the light show.
He's got like this fire-breathing pumpkin head, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, real talk.
No.
Fire-breathing pumpkin head.
Yeah, and then he's got a talented DJ producer, SBL, coming in, and you know he's made mad tunes, and a lot of people are spinning them. So it should be a good night. It'll be the return of Apparition 2. That's what it's called. Apparition was a party me and Nick threw in 06. Mm-hmm. So here we are, 2014, doing the second installment.
Okay. So when you do throw your events, do you stick to like a different the same genre? Do they expect the same type of music to be played? Like, or if you're like drum and bass or trap, or do you mix it up a little bit? Where you do like tech house or techno? Or,
a rave should be multi-genre.
Okay.
It shouldn't be like, oh, we're going to do all of this or all of that. I think that style works better in the club setting. You know what I mean? We're going to have a drum bass night. Or we're going to have, you know what I mean?
Right.
When you come into a rave, you should, in my humble opinion, take the time and thought to have the music varied all over the night. Okay, we're going to start with one set. We're going to change to this. We're going to change to that with a natural progression of energy.
Plus all the other rooms, too.
Right.
You have all the other rooms in raves to go to. It's different music everywhere. It's awesome.
I'm hoping those rooms have similar progression.
Yeah.
Sounds like Ashley's going to be at a Jay Soiree event very soon.
That sounds like it.
It's the time. And Sonic Roots is dedicated to the music, and we try to, you know, bring the best music that we can locally and nationally. So you said, do you deal with a lot of the East Coast DJs, or do you bring people out from the West Coast? We've had people all over. I mean, the headliners have been as far as Los Angeles and New York. I mean, headliners across my history have been all over the country. We are still keeping it open right now for who we're going to bring in next, which is always a mystery. And do
you ever have anybody like in mind that you're just like, okay?
Yeah. Try not to let anybody know who they are, because you will find them on someone else's flyer. Okay?
Right.
Oh, Jay wants to bring so-and-so? Okay, call so-and-so and let them have a go. Oh,
yeah.
So, you know, it's always a big secret with any production company who they're going to bring next. But it's fun, and you get to meet a lot of your heroes, you know. Back when drum and bass was really kicking, I met and partied with a lot of people that I admired. So that was cool. It's like, oh, yeah, I really love your music, and now you're here, and I'm handing you money. Okay, fantastic. Let's have a drink. Let's hang out for a little bit.
You know what? I want to get back to this conversation, though, about just another, you know, off subject, even just about perception and like your, you know, the image that you're putting out there to other people. What it says about you. You know?
Right.
I'm sure a lot of people can, you know, from the outside look at Anya and have an opinion about me, may have an opinion about you, probably have an opinion about you, Ash, you know what I mean? Based on, you know, how does that make you feel? And should, you know, is that reason to change the perception, or just to stay true to yourself and allow them to just continue to get to know you?
Well, I mean,
how important is that? Even you being in this business, it's very important.
Okay,
go ahead.
I take naysayers and I really listen to them.
And I want to get down to that video real quick. The one I just showed on the comedian.
Okay.
Who said she was being called to come on board to a women's Queens of Comedy thing, and she overheard a conversation over the phone.
Yeah, some more was
and
smashing
everybody was, I mean, pretty much has a very strong opinion about her. Mm-hmm. But what she did was she actually listened. Instead of getting all hype, instead of getting all, you know, worked up, she really chose to listen to these ladies, even though it was harsh, even though it probably was really hard to digest and swallow. She swallowed it. And it brought her to the place where she's at now, like on that hit talk show now, where she's at now, telling her story and being able to work even since then with all those individual ladies. Even that day when she was on the show, these ladies were going to find out for the first time on that show that she overheard their conversation and took it in as constructive criticism for herself in order for her to advance and grow herself. I don't think a lot of people understand how to do that. A lot of people are too quick to put, oh, you're a hater. Oh, you're a hater. Are they haters? You might want to think again. You know what I mean? You might want to just kind of take a little bit of what they're saying and maybe apply it, you know what I mean, to who you are. Maybe it's something that God wants you to see to help grow you and advance you to your better self. Maybe something that you don't see, and maybe it needs to come across that hard.
Right. I found out that I was imperfect very early on in life. So when people come and they offer criticism, it's okay. Hey, I'm not perfect. I know. And like recently, they're like, "Oh, Jay, you throw all your parties at these underground hood spots." I mean, we're at hood spots for a reason. You want to spin fire inside the building against fire code. That's why we're in the hood. Okay. You want to light up your little toasters and whatever, and everything be cool. Hey, that's why we're in the hood. But I took that and I was like, okay, guys, I feel what you're saying. And I went out and found a killer venue that has nothing to do with the hood. And it's mega and it's massive. And I can't wait to throw this party as an answer to their criticism. It's like, please keep giving me ideas. Please keep giving me motivation. Every negative thing you say to me, I'm going to use it to my benefit.
You know what? That's a really good thing. And I think that we all can stand to even learn from people who may talk down on us. Even, you know, and maybe some people have like a harsh motive to the way they do things. But everybody doesn't have that. Maybe it's the truth. Maybe it's a truth that you need to hear. Maybe it's a truth that you already know and a truth that you're just ignoring, that you're already telling yourself and that you're actually attracting back into your life. Do you believe that? That your thoughts become your reality? It may even be your reality from the person outside who's perceiving you and reading your thoughts and telling you exactly what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you gotta visualize where you want to be. So if you visualize and you speak negative, of course, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is gonna suck. Well, lo and behold, when it comes around, it is gonna suck.
Right. I know we're gonna have to wrap up this hour, but Jay, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the show. It means the world to me. And I wanted you to tell everybody where they can actually find you, about maybe a future event that you have coming up.
Okay.
Go ahead, shout outs.
Real quick, I'm primarily Facebook, Jay Soiree. All right, SOIR accent E. Okay. Find me on the Sonic Roots page, spelled straight ahead Sonic Roots. Also find me with my youngest entrepreneur rave partner, Megan Weird, at Weird Workshops. We throw some crazy weird raves. So that's where it is. Weird Workshop, Sonic Roots, Jay Soiree.
And I think LOLO Knows is going to be coming to a Sonic Roots party.
Forever and ever.
Live segments coming up soon.
Guest list for the rest of your life. You too, Ashley. Guest list for the rest of your life.
And everybody, you can find me, Lolo Manguel, on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. And until next week, bye, Cleveland.
Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody.